Greetings, friend, and welcome. Today we are in John chapter 3, comparing our Greek and Latin texts for verses 25 through to the end of 27. We want to make sure that our Latin matches up with our Greek, falls as closely as it can in forms, in tenses, in grammar. It's not always going to appear the same way since it's two different languages and they operate a little bit different each time, and they have different colloquial phrases. So let's go ahead and get started. We have therefore, search, inquiry, examination, and indefinite one. Happened, it's going to be aorist tense, ekton matheton, from the disciples of John. And in our Latin, we've got therefore, un and therefore good. Facta, that's going to be perfect tense, aorist, good. Inquiry, investigation, question. Very similar word, so that's nice. Ex discipulis, that's even the same way of saying it as the Greek, so that's great. There's plural. John and John, good, good, good. With a Jew, cum Judice. So here we have the plural form of Jew in Latin, but we only have a singular in Greek. So it could be that Jerome has a different text which has plural Jews. Let's pull out the Nestle-Aland and find out. All right, we have the Nestle-Aland right here. We've got our verse, Ageneto un zetesis ekton matheton Ioannou meta Judaeu, right there in the text that we have. And then in our critical apparatus down here, wait, where'd you go? Okay, we see that little symbol we've got right there that sort of looks like a gamma. Right down here in 25, we've got the gamma noting where there's a change in the verb form, in the word form. You've got Judaion with an omega nu right there, which means at least Papyrus 66, whatever asterisk alpha means. Theta, folio 1.13, 565, and then, of course, the Latin text that we're looking at, they have that plural form. So there is a reason why Jerome put that in there. It's the text that he had available, which I'm beginning to think is Aleph asterisk, whatever that one is, I don't actually know. I think that's the text that he's working from. So it's not an issue, it's just he's got a variant from what scholars think is the correct form. And now we're back. So, concerning purification, good, good. And they came, aorist tense, and they came, perfect tense. To John and said, aorist tense. To John and said, perfect tense. To him, good. Rabbi, indefinite, but not as a question. Who was with you? So, imperfect tense, across the Jordan. Rabbi, who, indefinite but not a question, was imperfect tense, with you across Jordan. Good, good. To whom you yourself, yes, it is visible, have witnessed, perfect tense. Let's move this up. To whom, indefinite, good. You yourself, so we've got emphatic personal pronoun, and we've got the emphatic personal pronoun right there as well. That's nice. Gave witness, perfect tense to go with the perfect tense right there. That's great. Behold, or look, this one baptizes present tense. This is the nearer of the two demonstratives. Behold, this one nearer the two demonstratives. Baptizes present tense. That's good. Need to move up already. And that's still visible. Yes, good. And all, plural, people are coming to him, present tense. All plural people, present tense, are coming to him. Very, very good. John answered, aorist tense here. Well, we're at the very bottom. And said, another aorist tense. John, perfect or present tense. So it could be either, since the Greek has the aorist. The Latin, then we should treat as if it has the perfect. I'm going to cross out the present. Circle the perfect. And said, perfect tense, so that's good. Move this up again. All we've got is the negative up there, so we don't really need to see that. Let's move it even further. Man is not able, present tense, to take or to receive, present infinitive. Man, present tense, is not able to take or to receive, present active infinitive. anything in the Latin, oude hen, not one thing in the Greek, and anything and not one thing there, and the equivalent way of saying the exact same thing. So I'm not going to take that as an issue with the Latin, especially since the Latin doesn't work quite the same way as the Greek does. Now Latin could say, just to say something, Latin does say non nullus, not nothing, but we don't have that situation going on here, so this is fine. Unless, aeon me, present active subjunctive with a perfect passive participle. Nisi, unless, so aeon me and nisi, they are the same, so that's good. Fuerit, we've got a future perfect indicative or a perfect subjunctive. Then we've got the perfect passive participle right here, so datum and dedomenon, those two match. However, fuerit and a, they do not match. And I think we've seen this exact same issue before where we had a present subjunctive in the Greek, but we had a future perfect or a perfect subjunctive in the Latin. So I am going to take issue with this one again. It's not too big of a deal. I think I can understand why it would do it because you've got a subjunctive here in the Latin, and it's not going to work the same way. But still, I'm going to note that this should be present. Moving on. To him, so dative. To him, good. From the heaven. Down from heaven. So instead of ek, Latin uses de, which is fine. It's got the same idea. It's just that in the Latin, the idea is descending down, whereas in Greek is just out of, out from. So there we go. The only real issue here is one that we've seen beforehand, where we've got a future perfect or a perfect instead of what should be a present. Now, one reason why Jerome may have gone with this form, if he was aware, is that if he used the present, then people would be tempted to read this as a perfect passive paraphrastic form with datum. So it'd be datum est, or maybe datum sit, since that is how it would normally be formed if we wanted a perfect passive verb. However, in order to keep closer to what the Greek has, where it doesn't operate quite the same way, we've got the present subjunctive and then the perfect passive participle right here, he may have changed the tense in the Latin so as to avoid that passive paraphrastic confusion. So if that is the case, and I have no way of knowing, unless he wrote down notes or something, then that would be fine, and I perfectly understand why. Though I would think that just having a there, separating the two verbs, would be enough to tell people that this is not a normal perfect passive. Well, there we go. Thank you for taking a look at this with me. I hope that this has been helpful for you, and I hope that you also have a very good day, and that I stop stumbling over my words. Farewell.
Hey, not asleep yet? That's okay. I've got tons of other equally sleep-inducing videos for you to watch. Check them out.